Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another project share. So I don't call it a tutorial because I did not create the idea. This is an inspired video from Jennifer from the Patio. That is the name of her YouTube channel. I will link her video down below. But she did a video where she's apparently a digital creator. I did not know that. She's new to me. She's on the design team with me for House of Mahalo. That's Justine Jenkins over there. And I didn't know she was a digital creator. So it's really cool. When that video popped up, I watched her video using, she created these grungy birds. And so I went ahead and made one. I'll show you the sample using her freebies. It was actually a freebie. I do not take freebies though. I don't have a need to get things for free. And so I don't like to take advantage of that. So I bought her a coffee and then I just grabbed the digital for free because it was actually for free entirely. But again, I like to support the creator and I don't have a need for free things. So beautiful, beautiful grunge. You know, you get me every time when you say the word grunge, but these are the tags. It's a stacked tag thing, and it's also got a belly band. So we've got a large tag and that tag, and look at those birds. I mean, they're so beautiful. So that's what we're working on today. So those are her. We're going to use these as a template. Primarily just to line them up on my paper. So I printed these on 110-pound cardstock. Now, one could just make your own and just make sure you've got a gusset, got this this edge to fold over. I like that hers is black. It was hard for me, which you're going to see here as we work together, to get that line straight because obviously I'm not printing on a digital. I'm not printing a digital that's already marked with that flap. So, but we will work on it together. So I'm just going to set those there so I can access them. I've got my white glue, my ink, a couple pairs of scissors, and then, so the way that this, let me show you the bird one, the way it is. So it opens, so this has got a flap with a belly band. And then it's got all this writing space. Okay, that's not writing space. You would make this a pocket, which I'll show you in a second. But you've got writing space, writing space, writing space, and writing space. And that's her background paper as well, from her kit. It was like a 5 or 6 page kit, freebie. So, but I love it. I just think I love when we can make, again, multifunctional pieces that bring in a lot of writing space for our journals. So I did this one on just, I believe this was that Nina paper that says it's 67 pounds, but there's no way it's 67 pounds. So I did, on my inside tags, because I've already printed my papers, I printed on, this one I printed on a 65-pound paper, a heavier paper, more sturdy. And then these ones I printed on the lighter weight paper. So, and then this is a sample that I did. It got off, so you can see this edge, because I didn't make this piece big enough. Okay. And so, because if I push it over so it lines up on this side, then it sticks out over here, which is not a huge deal, because because you've got all this, and I'll show you how to make it, but we glue this down as well. So there's a serious bulk here. But if you make it a pocket, you would just glue it on this side, right? Like a corner pocket like this. And then you would be able to tuck stuff behind it as well. And then it would open the same. So it would open up like that. And then we've got our belly band. And look at this. Look at how this turned out. Boom, 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 boom. So beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Jennifer. And if you have not watched her before, I feel like she's my sister. Like, she has the same kind of presence, I think, as I do. She likes to chat, and I love that. I love that personal effect. I am never in so much of a hurry that I don't want to hear people. And so I love listening. I've watched many of her videos lately when I just kind of veg out and catch up. And so if you haven't checked her out, I would encourage you to do so. So that is that. And then this is the other one I made. I love how this one turned out. I love this embellishing on the front. This is some cheesecloth, I think. And then between the pages, I find my piece. So same exact thing, but we've got this kind of a spine piece for that belly band, and then a couple cards. And then look at how this one turned out. So beautiful. So beautiful. So lots of writing space. Okay. Did that one have that large one? Yeah, I guess it did. Eyes can deceive us, right? So that is what we're doing. When I printed my digitals, because obviously I'm not using digitals that are already pre-made for me in terms of what she provided in her little freebie kit. So I went with, let me turn these the other direction so you can see what I'm getting at here. These are the papers that I chose. Okay. So this is my flip, and so it's printed full size. And this digital actually in my printer, it comes up at 97%. So I don't alter that. So that's going to be our flip up, and then this is going to be our largest tag, and it's going to measure, when we cut this down, it's going to measure 4 inches wide by 7 inches tall. The next one is 3.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall. The next is 3 by 5. The next is 2.5 by 4. And the next is 2 by 3. Now you may be wondering, why did everything get so small? It's because I shrunk them down. So again, I didn't shrink this one. So I shrunk in 10% increments. I know you can't see that because it's pencil, but the first one's just full size, 97%, 87, 77, 67, 57, and 47. And then I had to make little check marks because I lose track so fast. So, so anyway, that is what we're doing. So let's get going here. I'm probably not going to decorate this on camera. Again, I am still getting ready for our trip. And so I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter because I've got so much to do. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one down and cut it down to be the largest. So this is my problem. So I don't know if it was my cutting, because when I watched Jennifer, she said that, oh, where's my other one? There's one more piece. I'm missing one. I'm missing the one that has the thing on the top. The little flippy bit. Oh no. What did I do with it? Give me a second, guys. Okay, I do not know what I did with it. There is another piece that that is the flip, and it has a 1/2 inch of a flap at the top. So we're going to have to jimmy rig that baby. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I was trying to check is that I was trying to avoid this being too small for everything that's behind it. So I think I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I can always trim it down. So I'm just going to trim this off and cut it down to probably, maybe I'll do like 4 1/8 by 7 1/8 just to be safe. I do not know what I did with that. It's probably here somewhere. Sometimes I do not know what I do with stuff, because sometimes you can lose stuff when you're organized. It happens to me all the time. Okay. I'm not trusting myself here, guys, so I need to go ahead and just bring this out and use this as my template, because I'm kind of messed up here. So I'm gonna release this stuff out of the pocket so I can touch this without making a mess. This is not going as planned. So basically, I want it to be this height with that 1/2 inch. Oh, it's not 1/2 inch. Looks like it's close to 1/2 inch. So that's what I need to aim for. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as my template. I do apologize. I know this is not the smoothest process so far out of the gate. And I'm going to go up and out a little bit, as I mentioned. I just want to make sure that it's not too narrow, too small. So we can always trim it. So I'm going to go ahead and make a pencil mark. I'm just going to make it down here. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that off, so I'm working with less paper. And so we can move along here. Where'd my pencil mark go? There it is. Okay, so now we're down more to a size that we can deal with here. So then, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. I can't believe I misplaced that piece. So you see how you can tell that that's just a little bit bigger. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark. I'm just going to again use this as a template and mark it. Just trying to even that out. I'm just going to use, we're going to be doing this with the others too, as far as these corners. And then I'm just going to make a line and go up to make that faux. I'm calling it faux because this is not how it was supposed to go. And I'm just going to do my best. There we go. Okay. Whew. Man alive. Let me just trim that off. I did ask for her permission as well, guys, to do this, because I don't want to ever assume that creators are okay with someone using their idea in their own video. So she said absolutely. Kind of paraphrased, that's what makes the world go around. It's what we do as creators, at least most of us. I know some people can get a little bit ruffled about that, but I don't. So, okay, so that is our flip. Isn't that a beautiful flip? So let's just make sure again that it's the right size. So if we line that up, and we've got enough to fold over. So could have been a little bit taller there, but it's okay. So that's our first one. So then the next one is going to be, 3.5 by 7 5/8. What the what? Yeah, that was right. I was looking at the wrong dimensions for the next one. So the next one down is going to be 4 by 7 inches. So I'm going to move those papers and bring my trimmer back over. Okay, so I'm just, again, going to get it down to the size I want it, and then we can talk about the rest of it. So I'm just going to turn this so that I can get the side of the digital that I want. Okay. And I'm not going to even bother with the white at this point. So it needs to be 4 inches wide, and that again is accounting for the flap. So that is 4 inches across. So just double checking my work since I'm having a trouble today. So I'm just going to line that up on the 4-inch mark. Okay. And then let's see what we want to do here. So this is this one. Okay, so this is what I did. I just used her template, and actually I think we're just going to cut around it. Okay, so I think I want that to just go all the way up to the top there. Okay, and I'm just going to use my scissors and cut it, you know. What harm can it do? Okay. And then we do have this corner to cut, because there's an angle there. Okay, I'm going to use my littler scissors to go this distance. Something was going on with my printer because it printed this like line down the middle of some of my papers, which I've never experienced before, but it's almost needing ink refill, so it might just be at the last of its ink. There we go. Okay. Just make sure you're holding this firm so nothing slips. All right, there we go. So I'm going to put that over there so I don't get confused. So this is the next one down. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cool. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't cut the height. Gotta cut the height, so it needs to be 7 inches tall. So I'm gonna just line that up and hope that I get that. Oh, it is, because we use the thing as a template. Okay, why is that the same height though? I guess it's supposed to be, ish. Oh my gosh, this is so messed up. Okay, we're gonna have to just, cause see how tall, how much I've got at the bottom? I'm not sure. I would just get her free printable, watch her tutorial. This is a mess. The next one is going to be 3.5 by 6. And I think I want my wood to go this way, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off the edge. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with that, but you get the gist of it, right? And I would head over anyway and watch her, show her some love and some gratitude for having such a phenomenal idea. I'm sure it's been around. I think I've seen it before, but it just struck me as very cool at this very moment. So I'm just going to cut off the bottom here. I think I like that knot though, so I'm going to cut this end. Okay, and then we're going to use the next template, which is this one. Okay, this is the 4 by 7.5 or 3.5 by 6, excuse me. And I like that knot, so I'm going to try to capture that. Now, why isn't that as wide? Because it's not supposed to be. But it's not. 3.5. I should have sat with this longer. I got the dimensions right? 3.5. It's not quite 3.5. Let's try that again. Let me get that. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay, we're going to have to make it work. Again, you know, this is, perfection is not at play. It's just do your best. It's just a crafting opportunity, right? Okay, so we're just going to line that up again. And again, once it's glued together, it's put together, you're not going to be able to tell that there's any discrepancy or irregularity. It's just going to be beautiful. So I'm just going to trim that off and switch to the fussy cuts. I just loved the idea so much, and I wanted to draw some attention to her as well in the process of creating. So let's set that one aside. Oh, that's going to be beautiful as well. And then our next one is 3 by 5. So that's going to be this cool paper. I love this digital so much. So we are going to use it. So let me just trim that edge off. And let's go ahead and trim that bottom off as well, and then we'll work from there. Actually, let's just, well, we've got this already. So this is going to be 3 inches wide. So we're going to take it clear over here, getting smaller and smaller. Okay, set that over here. And I've got so much paper over there because I just finished another video, so okay, so let's just make sure we've got this right. So I'm doing the right ones. So yep, this is 3 by 5. Okay, so let's just take it up here to the top of this. Just keep it easy peasy. See, and this one's just exactly right. I don't know what was going on with that other one. Probably user error. In my experience, it's usually something I'm doing that I'm just not seeing. This is going to be so pretty. So I'm going to put that one away so I don't get confused. Our next one is going to be 2.5 by 4. I love this image so much, and these all are linked. If you are looking at my Facebook post, social media, and you don't see all the kits listed, I can't list them all on social media. There's too many right now. But they're always over on my blog, and I put a link to the blog in the video description box, so you guys can head over there. But it's also always, unless I get way too many, and it won't fit in the YouTube description box, but usually I can get them in the YouTube description box, so you can try that. So this is our next one. Again, let's make sure it's the right size. Oh, my heavens. 2.5. Let's see. And that's, yeah, I guess it's just short 2.5. I don't know if that's me or what. By 4. That's okay. So I love this image, and I think I want to come over here. And I think I'm just going to line it up so that it's on the bottom of the books there. So I'm just going to do that. I could stick this into my trimmer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just adjusting that a little bit. So as I mentioned in the previous video or in another video, I won't be around to answer comments or anything about products or questions you have about the video until I return. So I will not have any cell signal or any service while I'm at the lake. So, which is the beauty of the trip. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so we got one more. It's going to be, and I thought it would be fun to come back with this because it's a similar paper to our flap or flip. So can we get it? Oh, look at that. We can get it on that actual bit. I think I want this side right here because our flap is on the other side in this case. So I've got to cut this down. It's way too big for me to work with. This cheat way that I'm doing this. It's not cheating. It's called working smarter, not harder, right? So Jen, if you're watching, I don't even know if you go by Jen or Jennifer. I didn't pay attention. I apologize. That's not very respectful. But I really, really appreciate the freebie and the opportunity to share your work with my peeps. And they're very, very beautiful people, and they will often go over and check out the people that have inspired me. So thank you for that. She's really, so again, I'm not talking to you, Jennifer, but I'm talking about you. In her video when she was doing this tutorial, she was talking about coffee dying out in her yard in her bathing suit, not her birthday suit. And I just laughed. It's like totally something I would say, right? Just a sweet, sweet soul, I can tell. And even her husband, she was talking about how she's like showing off all of her papers to her husband. And he's like, oh, that's nice, honey. My husband, when it comes to mixed media stuff, he gets pretty ooey and awing with me. But the rest of the stuff, he's like, oh, that's really nice. Oh, so I didn't use my score tool. And the reason why is because I don't have that black border to go by, right? And that looks really funny. That looks really funny, but we're going to go with it. So I am just going to use my metal ruler and do it kind of the I don't know, easy way in my opinion. And I'm just going to kind of use, that's the reason why is because that's not straight. Just clip that. It's not straight. There we go. Okay. So I got to flip it over, and I'm just going to kind of use my grid to help me get this straight. And I'm just going to line that up, and I'm just trying to get my flippy flappy thing straight. So I just use my fingernail to fold that, okay? And then fold it over, okay? I'm just going to use my fingernail for now. So that's the smallest one. So I'm just going to do that same thing here with all of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is the last one, and I will need to take some minutes and do my inking so that I don't have to bore you with that. But I'm going to show you before I do that what this is going to look like. Because I want a preview, so you get a preview. Okay, so we don't need to worry about this piece right now, but this is the way it's going to go. These just all get stacked. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. So cool, Jennifer. I mean, I know that these are not your papers, but it's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to take some minutes and go ahead and ink these up, and I'll be back. Okay, just getting to the end of this process. I just printed my favorite tea stain paper on the back of this project. So let me just get my my bone folder, and just give those a good burnish, because again, we're going to get bulky here. Okay, it's going to get very bulky. Not too bad because the paper is light, but it does create a lot of bulk on that edge. So we got 5. You should have 5 tags and then your flip. Okay. Alrighty, so what I like to do is I'm going to leave that one folded, and then I'm going to grab my next one, which is this one, right? Make sure, Renee. Yeah, we got them all in order here. They're all in order. Okay, I am going to use my white glue because I want a fast stick. So you have to be very deliberate here, and I will show you what I do to get it straight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this, and I'm going to try to line it up as best I can before I make contact here. Okay, like that. And if something became uneven on the side, on the bottom, you could always just trim it off. But that's as easy as it is. And then I just use a little bit of do a little burnishing there. Okay, boom. That's laying really flat. Okay, next one. As you go along, it gets harder and harder to get that really to come up close onto that last fold, but it's not a big deal at all. So this is the last one. So sweet. I love this. I love these papers. And I wasn't too persnickety about the papers. I just kind of pulled and said, oh, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. It looks like we are uneven on the bottom, but I will show you how to rectify that. It's a lot to go through on that corner, but you might be able to just do it with your scissors. I don't know if you can see that little bit that's hanging over. So I'm going to just use my scissors, because if you don't have the precision trimmer, you might have trouble. So I'm just going to use the scissors and just clip that off. There we go. Awesome. Okay, and so now we're going to glue this whole stack down to the back of the bottom tag. Just close that up, and then just going to give that a good burnish as well. Okay, and then the next thing is our flip. So I'm going to ink this up. Whoops. This one would actually have been really pretty with a print on the back of it, because it flips up, and it would be fun to see something you know, pretty there, but it's okay. There we go. I'm not going to make any of this for the And With an E-journal, because I think we're pretty much done with our ephemera. So believe it or not, we've created so much ephemera on the channel. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to fold up that little, it's not quite as tall as I wanted it to be, but it will do. It's enough to hold it, and that's its function. So there we go. Okay. So now we need a belly band. So let me see what I've got left for papers to make a belly band. So we could use, we could just use this. Yeah, let's just use this. Easy peasy. So our belly band, I'm going to get it ready before we glue. So I think we'll go this way, and we'll make the belly band as wide as that area there. So I'm just going to cut that. Trim that there, and then I'm going to make a mark at the bottom, and I'm going to just cut it. I don't want it to go all the way down to the to the bottom because that could create some binding issues. Binding in terms of like catching. Where's my marks? Oh my heavens. Is it right there? Can't tell. Paper is really interesting. Well, we're just going to go with it. Okay. Oh, I can't see my other mark. We'll deal with it. I actually don't like that tone. Yeah, I don't like that tone. I'm going to use a different part of it. Let's turn this over and try again. Let's turn it over and try again. I'm just going to use this as a template. I'll just cut it by hand. Lots of shortcutting today. It's okay. Yeah, that's a much prettier piece. So, let me just get that out of the way. And so when this goes on, you have to account for that. So I'm just, yeah, that's perfect. So we're going to round the edges on this. And so this kind of project can just go in a pocket. Oh no, this is going to be a pocket itself. So we'll talk about that in a second. I digress. I digress. Often I digress. There we go. So we're just going to stick that on there just slightly below that because I accounted for a little bit of room there. So I'm just going to put that on and then just, I'm not too worried about it. So now this is going to get glued on here. So before you glue it though, as Jen said, you want to make sure that it's covering. So that was, it's a little bit off, but I'd rather have it be bigger than too small. So it looks like it's a little bit longer than we need it. So we can trim that off if we feel like that's necessary, which I do. So let's just do that now. I'm just going to try to even it out here so that I get an even bottom cut here. So I'm just going to trim that excess off. The little bit that's hanging out the side, I'm good with, but that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to just scooch that over because we've got a little bit extra on both sides. Yeah. Let's just glue that on. I'm just going to use the white glue again. If you want a quick fix, something that's just going to grab, it's Barely Arts or Art Glitter Glue is your best choice. There we go. So there we go. I love it. Let's see. We're only 38 minutes in. I can cut some of that out. So let me grab the library stuff here and see what we can get to put in those pockets or to decorate and/or. So I'm just going to grab our little bin of goodies here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I actually think that one of these spines would be really cool on the front of this. Look at that. What do you think? Should we put it on there? Should we? I don't know. It might be a little bit too wide. What about this one? I love that. These are extra spines pieces from a page I cut down. So they should work well. And I've got, this is another digital kit that I picked up. I have not shared it with you. I'm not super fond of all of it, but I needed some extra stuff because I was just feeling like I needed some extra stuff. So we've got some kind of darkish things. So let's just pull a couple of those out so that we've got them ready as well. And then, oh, here's another. Got some other spine pieces here that we can choose from here to decorate the front of this. I know I'm hopping around. We were talking about ephemera for the belly bands. I like this one because it's got that tone in it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and ink around this. I can't tell if it's inked or not. It's so dark. It probably is. Actually, I think I want to pull out some of that gauze and put it on the front of this underneath it. So let me grab that really quick. So I've got this. I know you guys have been asking, but this is what it looks like coffee dyed. It's just, I think this is gauze and not and not, what's the other thing? Gauze or cheesecloth. I don't think it's cheesecloth. So I'm just going to cut a length of this. But I love, it's very soft, which is another reason why I believe it's gauze, because it's got that feel to it. So let's see what we can do with this. I just want to distort that a little bit. And then, oh yeah, look at that. So pretty. We'll cut the excess off. I'm going to grab a paper towel so that I can press my glue and get my Fabri-Tac over here. I feel like this side is too straight. Let's get that wonky like the rest of it. Y'all have to be wonky, right? But I love how it's irregular and poking out over there. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so we're gonna just put glue, in the general area. I know I don't embellish very often for you guys, so I'm glad that we've got the time in this video to do it. But look at that. Talk about grunge. Oh my goodness. It's the epitome of grunge. Oh, except it's not quite wide enough. Let's move that out. We can stretch this baby. Stretch it out. That's better. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's put this on top of that gauze. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that on Amazon. I'll see if I can look it up. I don't remember if I got more than one kind of gauze. That's the problem, because I bought a bunch of different kinds of, 3 different kinds of cheesecloth, and then a couple different kinds of gauze, and I don't know which one this was, so I'll do my best to link what I can. So let's just put that on there. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, can you just feel it? Oh, I can. Okay, so let's see what else we've got in here that we can embellish this with. I actually really like her. She seems very moody though. I cut her out of another thing. We've got this chair that I had already cut out for something else. We could put it on here. Kind of seems dorky though for this project. So let me see what else I got. I'll be right back. Yep, that right there. I think I had cut this before to use with something else, and I didn't end up using it. I think this is perfect. You can kind of go off. Yeah, I want that stuff to show, so I'm going to kind of go right here. I love that. So I did add some new kits, and so in the supply list, if I add a new one, you're going to see it at the top of the list, and it's going to say new edition, so that you're not having to keep looking over stuff that you've already looked at if you are interested in anything that I'm using. So, oh, look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let me grab my little words here. I have a bunch of other ones that I have not cut out. I should do that though, because it's kind of a shame that I'm just dipping into just these ones, but I need to find those before we move any further. And I keep making ephemera, and I know that I talked about doing the construction and getting things into the journal before I started doing a lot of ephemera, but I just haven't had the time to sit down. I've got all my signatures ready, but I need to ink them all and do my sewing, and that's just not going to happen before the trip. So, oh, I like that. That fiction is my favorite reality. Ooh, yes, indeed. So I'm going to round those corners a little bit with the 4mm. And then just going to trim that white off. This is how I put them in the box. I didn't trim all the white off yet because it's like, it takes forever. Okay, I'm going to ink this up. I might make one of these for the Ann journal. We'll see. Oh, we'll see. I don't know. I'd love your ideas on the next journal. I was thinking about doing a B journal again. but I don't know if that's overdone. And I kind of want this to kind of be all in the same area here, so I think I'll put it down at the towards the bottom. But I'd love your ideas. I'd love to have something kind of seasonal themed, and I love the bees. I made a grungy bee journal. Was that last year or the year before? I can't remember if it was last year. But it was super fun because I was able to grungy it up, and I love that look. So there we go. Awesome. Okay, so that is that. So let's see, we've got a couple cards here we could use. I think this one would be really pretty because of the tones. So I need to trim it down. I don't want it to make it the full height, because if you have it come clear down here, you see it here. So I'm going to measure from this point to the bottom, and then that's how I'll get my measurement. So about 6 inches tall. I'm going to cut a bit off the top there. And 6 inches. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Let's round those edges. I'm going to use the 10 millimeter. And then my my guest design team project for House of Mahalo will be up on the channel on Memorial Day. So that's going to be the last one that's I pre getting ready. It's a simple project. It's a little tiny writing journal in an envelope pouch. So you guys can check that out. It was super fun. I was proud of my ability to problem solve, to make a template that would work for me for the envelope pouch. But okay, so that's good. And then what else do we want? I'm feeling like I guess this would be okay because it's really dark and beautiful. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a cheap method too. I just kind of line the paper up and then move it. I don't know how effective it is, but it works. So I'm going to go ahead and use my my scissors and just go across this top. Shortcuts do not always benefit us, you know, but here I go. Okay. And then that's good. Actually, I think I want a little bit off the bottom. Make this one be a little bit shorter. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's round those corners. We have a fantastic project planned for Sunday's Art of Truth. Yeah, I watched Sean's video this morning, and she used some paint swatch digitals from her own library, and I found some on Etsy that I really loved, so I'm going to be incorporating them, and you're going to love the images. They're absolutely right up my alley. And it's funny to me that I can go from grunge to shabby chic roses like that. It cracks me up. I crack myself up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick those in there. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's that one's a little bit too tall because we do not want to see that. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off the bottom. But I think I'm going to go ahead and say bye-bye for now. Do I want that on top? Yeah, I do. I do want the rose on top. And I'm going to get on with my day. I've got to make dinner, and I've got to make stuff for lunches, and I know it's too wide. I'm going to have to trim those down. They're sticking out. I might put a word on here or a circle image or something. And then I might put a little something on the front of this one. But yeah, that is our project for today, guys. Thank you so much. Please do head over to Jennifer on the patio at the Jennifer from the patio. Check out her video. It will be linked down below in the video description box. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.